Well, that's actually a good point too. Is that like for everything we're talking about when it comes to like especially like kids and all the struggles and stuff, there are things now that they have to deal with that no other generation has had to deal with. Especially with the rise of social media, and like a specific example would be like targeted cyberbullying, things like that. Like bullies have changed a lot in the last 30 or 40 years. That whole old school depiction of some guy in a Letterman jacket shoving you in a locker. That's not how it happens. It's more, well, from my experience and from my nieces and nephews that I talk to, it's definitely more psychological.
I'm glad
it's
you're not
more
bullying any high schoolers right now.
Yeah, you actually I don't know why that didn't click. You made me think of it. I think social media is probably the number one cause of all this anxiety. I was just talking to my coworker about it. He's a gay man, and he talked about like back in the day, if you were gay and in high school, you had a challenge, you got made fun of, it was rough, but then you went home and you escaped it. You had that relief. You don't get that anymore. You are just constantly connected. If you have a bully, if you're made fun of, it follows you home. You see it all the time. So it's literally you're connected 24 hours and there's no escape. So I think that is a huge rise in like anxiety. There's literally no way you can get away from something that happened at school or like the negativity that's associated with it.
Would it be possible to teach kids gay acceptance sooner? Is that
it's not even just gay. It's everything. It's bullying. Yeah. Like you said, it's bullying about any aspect, and it follows you home. Yep. So it could be your beliefs, something you said in class, anything. There's no escaping. Like used to be like I went home, I played video games, I was solid. I forgot about it the next day.
Yeah.
But that's not the case anymore. It follows you and it's on the internet for days, forever. So if someone takes a picture of you and posts it, I don't know what you can do about that, but I mean, it's out there for everyone.
So is it human nature though to bully each other, to victimize in that social way?
I think that's part of the. I think that's part of like the development process.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, like in general, and for kids, I mean, I think bullying is natural. For as unfortunate as it is, it's just part of like. I mean, I guess there is a point where it's not okay, but I feel like it overall, from my experiences and from people I know, especially people that I know that were kind of dicks in high school to other people, a lot of them kind of grew out of it and developed more empathy out of it because they realized like what they were doing. But at the time, they didn't think of it as, oh, I'm tormenting this person. They just thought that they were being funny or, doing what they were supposed to do, So but I mean, I'm not a psychologist. I don't know anything about any of that shit. I'm just saying that's just from what people I've talked to. One of my best friends was a complete and total asshole in high school to everyone except me. And he's really regretted it and made things right in the past couple of years. And I know a couple other people like that too. And ironically, a lot of people that I went to high school with that were cool and chill turned out to be complete and total cunts later on in life. So I mean,
I think it's animal instinct.
Yeah,
I think it's.
I mean, I think you're onto something. It's kind of like part of the developmental process. I mean, these are kids going through all like their hormones and stuff, and they have to figure out like the jungle gym hierarchy.
Yep.
Basically, and that's kind of how they do that, and it sucks because for a lot of people, like it leaves a lasting impression. Like I was bullied as a kid because I was like scrawny and ugly and had all super fucked up teeth and. Like that lingered for a really long time. Like it wasn't until college where I was like, oh, I can have self-esteem. Like, oh, cool. Oh, I'm a human being. Awesome. But like, that's part of what made me who I am and gave me like more empathy for like the weird, ugly ass kid with the big ass glasses over there that's being quiet. Like, hey, you.
Yeah. I think with the animal instinct thing, unfortunately, it feels like, I don't know. I'll throw a random number. I feel like 60 to 70% of humans at the age of 18 haven't matured to understand. I mean, even 25 years old, I feel like a vast majority haven't come to understand what that animal instinct is, and then use some logic and knowledge to say, you know what, maybe I shouldn't act that way.
Yeah. Well, and the frontal lobe is still developing until like around 25.
Really?
I didn't see that. Yeah. So wow. Like all the animal stuff, it's like it's in there. And this other stuff in the back of the brain starts to develop. And that's why teenagers are such assholes, because like their brain is like fully sized and they're starting to develop that frontal lobe and they're like, oh, I know things. I know everything.
Right.
But like the logic and reasoning and the, really that like abstract problem solving, that's like the last thing to go in. And it's like, well, you've already been an asshole for like the last decade. So
Exactly.
Well, for our audio listeners, while Renee was saying that about being 25 years old and still maturing, I was pointing at myself because I was a huge dick in around age 21, 22. I mean, I felt like my empathy for people was a lot less.
Yeah. Well, I know, like when I was a teenager, I mean, I just thought that I knew everything. And, you know, screw you guys. I know how I'm going to live life. And
You have it all figured out until you get older, then you realize that you were fucking just stupid as fuck.
Until you got bills and you're like, oh, shit.
No, but I came back around. I got it all figured out again.
yeah, this time for real though.
Yeah, second time through high school, you're
10
doing
years,
great.
I won't think any differently of myself now.